Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a Shameless film review. We're going to look at another release from Shameless in my Shameless collection. As you know, I'm trying to collect as many of those as I can. And tonight I've got an absolute Italian sort of classic for you called What Have They Done to Your Daughters? Now this is only available, I believe, on DVD from Shameless. I've not seen a Blu-ray release of it, but I've picked it up on DVD and I'm happy with it, to be honest, because the print is really cool. Now this is a story, this is like an Italian crime thriller stroke sort of giallo kind of film, and it's based upon the police at the beginning find this body of a young girl hanging from a ceiling in like an attic in what they believe was where she's staying, a young sort of 15-year-old, and they believe she's committed suicide. And we meet the female lead of the film, who plays like the district attorney, and so they think it's suicide, and they obviously, her mum and dad live in Africa or something on business, so she's sort of there on her own. And then they bring in the detective into the crime, and they find out that actually she wasn't committed suicide. She was actually murdered, and she was put up there to make it look like it was suicide. As the investigation goes on, we find out that she's been having a boyfriend and having sex with his boyfriend. She's only 15. It's like crazy, but obviously things were a lot acceptable back then. This is an early 1970s film, I believe. Let's see if I can see the year on it. No, I can't see the year, but it's definitely an early 70s film. And yeah, she's been having this regular boyfriend, and they sort of trace him, but he's got a alibi because he works like underground and stuff like that, and he was underground when this all happened. They find she was involved with this. There was like a protest outside. They got like film footage of it, of this protest, of these protesters and the police, and they see her on the film and things like this. And whilst a new detective arrives and he goes to investigate the murder scene, he bumps into like a photographer he sees one on the roof taking photos. So they manage to grab him, and he's got photos of the girl in the room before she was died and stuff like this. This is how they found out she's got a boyfriend and things like this. And then they find out off a tip-off of an address where they think that where the murder might have happened. So they break into this house and they find this sort of like pornographic photos there. They find blood on sort of like the bedding and stuff like this. So they think this was the murder place. And then they go into the bathroom and they see a load of blood all sprayed up the walls and on the ceiling, around the bathroom and that. So now they think they got another body, another murder going on. The mum and dad finally turn up from Africa to identify the body, and then they're questioned by the police and the district attorney, and the mother sort of states that they none of them really got on too well with her when she got a bit older, because she got into having sex and she was prescribed like the pill and things like this, and so they were very angry with her and stuff like this. And the mother hired a private investigator to sort of follow her around to see who it was that that she's sort of like having these sort of like sexual things with. And because we find out her boyfriend says that he wasn't the first, so she's obviously had someone when she was even younger, which is shocking, really. And then they start investigating, looking for this private investigator, and it sort of follows her down this line. So we've got this sort of murder of this young girl, and the stories evolved around the investigation of her murder. but they've obviously discovered that there's other murder scenes there as well, and this has probably happened before. So it looks like they've got someone here who kills young girls. But who is it? You need to watch it and find out if you want to pick this up. It is still available, I believe. You can pick it up in places like HMV, and it's a very good story. It's a very sort of gripping, very typical Italian thriller, sort of crime thriller. And it's really, really cool. I really enjoyed the film. Thought it's really cool. The pluses of this edition, it looks really, really nice on DVD. I don't require a Blu-ray version of it. I think the quality of this DVD is phenomenal. It's spot on. The colours are good. The blacks are good. The picture's sharp. There's hardly any blur. There's little bits of film noise on there, but you want that because that sort of justifies and brings in its character from its age. And I love that when you get that on the film, especially if you get a bit of noise, like crackling on the sound as well. I didn't hear any of that, but there's obviously a little bit of noise on the actual on the actual photography. It's pretty well acted, to be honest, for an Italian film. There is, of course, some overacting moments and stuff like that, but we've come to learn to expect them. But it plays out really, really well, and I absolutely loved the film. Thought it was really cool. I'm going to score the film an amazing watch and give it an 8 out of 10. It was really, really cool. It's a really good release from Shameless. Now, when it comes to special features, these are very, very slim. These releases, obviously, it's got a reversible cover. It's got like the original trailer for the film, and it's got like a forthcoming trailers from the film on there as well, which is okay, which reminds me very much of like a Vipco release. I would class these very close to Vipco when it comes to releases, because they put minimum on it, but they are still really, really cool. And I really enjoyed this film, really, really cool, and I do recommend it. What have you done to your daughters? 8 out of 10. Any of you guys seen it? If you have, let me know down below. You might not have, because it's quite an unusual sort of film. One that's gone, it's not like a massive sort of like giallo film, or a big sort of horror film, or that people, these things talk about all over the place. It's kind of like a film that's just, yeah, it's just there, and you either come across it or you don't. And I came across it. It was in a sale that HMV had, and I managed to pick it up on that. And I picked up a couple of sort of other sort of Shameless titles for my collection in their sale. But this one I was quite looking forward to seeing, because I thought, oh, I don't know, I enjoyed the cover. I thought it's really, really cool, and I thought, yeah, it's a cool title, a very long title. But the Italian title seems a lot different. It's called La Police Shed Ortio, which I don't think it says that. But there we go. Really cool. Check it out if you can. If you can't, check out some other horror channels. Check out Horror Hands, Horror Geek, Manby Film, RS Design, Pizzawell. I'm Ice Little Cat Watches Horror Movies, Grumpy Andrew's Haunted House. And a massive shout out to my lad. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I'll see you all soon.